You may not know this, but illegal logging is the most profitable wildlife crime today. And over the past decade, Nigeria has gone from being a net importer of wood to being one of the largest exporters of wood in Africa. A level of harvest that's completely unsustainable. I'm in the Cross River National Park, one of several protected areas in the country that's been wrecked by illegal loggers over the years. We've been warned against covering this story in the daytime, so we're carrying out our investigations at night. When it comes to deforestation, one state that's been guarded the most is Cross River State. Cross River has the largest remaining intact natural forests in the country, but unfortunately this may not be the case for much longer. Illegal logging is a huge issue, and many poachers have taken advantage of the alleged relaxed stance of the current administration. The sun has fallen, and the sound of the crickets has risen, but that's not stopping us. We're going to head in and see what's waiting for us. For the safety of this member of the community who spoke to us, his identity is totally anonymous.
I would say this is the worst we've had in the last few years. I'm really amazed by the rate of destruction going on right now in the park. We've never had this until the recent time, so I don't know how to describe this. We all need to work to protect our forest.
So this is one of several illegal pathways created here in the Cross River National Park by poachers. They've created these pathways to find easier ways to come in and illegally chop down wood. Now, this is one of the biggest illegal pathways that you're going to find in the forest. If you can see, this has been created in order for cars and trucks to be able to come up. According to the amended 1999 National Park Service Act, logging and hunting are totally prohibited in national parks. And here in Cross River, there's been a state ban on all logging since 2008. Yet, no matter where I turn in here, trees have been chopped down. I'm standing here and I honestly just can't believe what I'm seeing. You look up and there's absolutely no tree cover left. You can just see the night sky. The rate of deforestation here it's overwhelming. Nigeria has one of the highest deforestation rates in the world. 3.5% of its forests are lost each year, and illegal logging is a key driver of this. This is also one of the most major threats that wildlife animals face today, as their natural habitats are being wiped out. I spoke to the chairman of the Cross River Forestry State Commission, Chief Tony Undiandeye, who says that the surrounding communities are to blame for the level of illegal logging in the state.
When you extract timber or any forest resource, you pay 100%, then 50% would be returned to the community as royalty. So that is not happening any longer, and it's about 12 years since that moratorium was placed on the forest. Therefore, the community is revolting. What is happening is partly revolting because they think that we have a forest here. We don't benefit the way we used to benefit because government is no longer giving people the permit to go to the forest too. So the community has become a soft target for those illegal loggers to go and compromise and enter the forest.
As we drove through Cross River, I lost count of the number of lorries transporting timber. The question is, where are they going with all of this illegal wood? Federal laws clearly state that timber cannot be exported out of Nigeria in its rough or sawn form.
This is a difficult question, but it's a reasonable question. Now, all the transactions that go on are illegal. And so to give you knowledge or to answer to your question as to where they are taking the illegally sawn wood to is to say that I'm in league with them and I know what they are doing. I really don't know what they are doing. You can ascribe to those people that are hemorrhaging our forests as bandits.
In 2015, the Cross River State government announced plans to build a 162-mile-long superhighway routed through the Cross River National Park, forest reserves, and community forests. Farmlands and forests were pulled apart to make way for the highway, but the project has struggled to gain full momentum due to a wave of petitions and protests from local communities and environmental non-governmental organizations. And according to the United Nations, as trees are cut down, more carbon emissions are released into the air. And since 1990, there's been a significant increase in greenhouse gas emissions in Nigeria. But the Forestry Commission sees the situation differently.
Trees are just like human beings. So when trees have grown as old as 70, 80, 90 years, they no longer perform the same with optimum value of taking off the carbon dioxide that is required to be taken from the environment.
I'm just wondering, sir, maybe you can educate me a little bit here. Are carbon emissions not released into the air with the cutting down of trees?
I don't understand. How does it cutting down a tree release carbon emission? No, you shouldn't wonder that way, because cutting down a tree only reduces the carbon credit, because you would have reduced the quantum. If the trees are many and you do not cut them down, it means that they can absorb more carbon dioxide and release the oxygen, which is useful for us for survival.
For a second opinion on this, I spoke to Dr. Sholadoye Iwajomo, an ornithologist and wildlife ecology specialist at the University of Lagos.
Well, I'm really surprised that he would think that way. Forests are regarded as carbon sinks, one of the very important carbon sinks that we have within the Earth ecosystem. And what forest trees do is that they sequester carbon dioxide. So they take up the carbon dioxide that we have in the atmosphere, incorporate it into their tissues during photosynthesis, and then store as food resources. So you have less trees, more carbon emission, more greenhouse gases are being emitted. Like every other problem that we have within the country, corruption is one of the main drivers. So corruption, interplaying with poverty, interplaying with greed, these are the main drivers. So if people are exporting timber, someone somewhere is aiding that.
Nigeria now, because there is ban, people who do illegal things can offer compromises that are mouth-watering, and sometimes the security people, they are not immune to the challenges of our social system. That's the challenge we have, but we're working. We keep arresting. If you go to opposite the governor's office, you will find heaps and heaps of all different sorts of assorted timber over there. Then even trucks of those trucks that were used to convey those illegal are also parked there.
For a country generating one of the largest amounts of greenhouse gases on the African continent through the burning of coal and fossil fuels, we cannot afford to continue losing our trees at this rate. Deforestation is responsible for about 10% of all carbon emissions released into our global atmosphere today, impacting the planet to an unmanageable extent. But we can turn things around if we both enforce and respect laws against logging. From restoring the natural habitat of several wildlife animals and increasing their populations, to reducing our carbon emissions and keeping our ecosystem more balanced. So to curb the drastic effects of climate change today, illegal logging is one activity that must come to an end. Laila Johnson-Salami, Arise News.